I'm Josh Rubenstein, a designer on Smash+Grab. Today I'm going to play a match in Steel City using 10-Blade to show you how some of the team tactics work in our game. Here I am inside the subway station. This is where each team begins the match. You'll see me hitting here a vending machine. I'm going to get a sprint boost so that I can get to the middle of the match faster. Right in the middle of the map, there's a box. One box will spawn every 2 minutes, but at the beginning of the match, one box spawns right off. We're going to get that box and we're going to try to bring it back to our base. Now, this is a big objective. It's worth a lot of money, and the first team to get to $50,000 wins. So the other team is going to be going for this for sure. I'm getting here a damage boost so that when they come, I'm going to be ready for them. Now, they've sent 2 people to the middle while the other one is appearing to go and gather weapons. So I'm outmatched here. Luckily, my teammate is coming along, and we've got a nice 2v2 in the center. I've just used my special ability there, and he looks like he's about down for the count. I'm going to take out his lieutenant first. This is important because his lieutenant can heal him. We're going to try to get away with the box, and we've made a little bit of a headway here. But they're really pushing it, and they're really trying to not let us go. He's now killed himself with his flare ability, which deals high damage, but also deals damage to himself. He neglected to notice that he would be killing himself if he did that. So off I go with the box. It's me and my teammate Drip-Off. Now, Drip-Off is really great at controlling space. So in this sort of situation, I would expect Drip-Off to go and make some space for me. You can see the buffs that I have active. Because of the 2 kills that I've got a couple stacks of Deadly Grace, which means I'm going to be a much more effective box carrier because I'm moving faster. So there's Drip-Off, and as I expected, he is trying to stop enemies from approaching me. There's a fast travel exit there, so it's a likely attack vector for enemies. But he's keeping the fort down, and my other teammate run in to join the fray. And I've returned the box successfully. So we've taken a nice early lead. I was thinking about using the fast travel there, but I've decided not to because I'd like to get the kill here and build up my Deadly Grace stacks a little bit more. So now that we've seen a little bit of action, I'm going to tell you about the team that I've chosen. So in Smash+Grab, each player controls a team of 5 characters. A leader, which I'm controlling directly. My lieutenant, who you can see over there with a symbol over her head. That's Sharp, and she's doing her stun ability using her stun gun, which will allow me to follow up. And the final gang members are soldiers, and they're 3 sort of faceless mooks who fill out the roster, and they're not particularly deadly alone, but in numbers they can be quite overwhelming. Each player on my team, and there are 3 players on my team, gets to have a roster of 5 characters like this. So you saw Drip-Off earlier, and as his lieutenant, he is using Catch, who is a looter specialist. Catch can find extra loot in stores. So if you watch Drip-Off's icon on the minimap, you'll see that he's going around to the stores as early as possible in order to make full use of Catch's ability to get the maximum amount of extra money. There, I've just taken an embarrassing loss. But it was a 2v1, and tying up them for long enough that my teammates could go and get some of the map was probably worth it. I've respawned in my subway station, and the sprint bonus that I broke the vending machine for is just sitting there waiting for me. Which is perfect. It's a good reason why I broke the vending machine early on, because they keep dispensing them about every 2 minutes, so breaking the vending machines early lets your team collect more power-ups as the match goes on. Now see, I've moved away from the store that Drip-Off was looting. This is important because Drip-Off gets stronger as he loots more. So if I were to take that loot, I would be denying him power and effectively denying my team power. So the enemy is now getting away with a box, and my teammate there, Etch, who's a ranged character, is doing his best to stop the box from getting away. But he isn't much of a frontline fighter, so you'll see that as I'm tying up the enemies, he's trying to find a spot where he can sort of be sneaky and shoot into the melee. Unfortunately, he just got taken out as he wasn't able to get away from the opposing leader, but it was a good effort nonetheless. So, Drip-Off and I have now decided that we're going to let this one box go because it is just too far into enemy territory, and now we're coming up with a new plot. Because the opposing team has 2 light characters on it, the best maneuver would be for us to go and deny the light weapons to them. I'm still in the rank 1 light weapon, which is not great, and I'd love to upgrade. And in about 20 seconds, you can see the round timer at the top. The next tier of weapon stores is going to open. Now, when they do, I saw that the opposing leader, Nil, he didn't have his weapon upgrade yet. So he's definitely going to want to go for it too. So this is going to be a nice way to bait him into giving us a free kill. Because the three of us are waiting here, and there are only 3 machetes. That's the tier 2 light weapon. There are only 3 machetes in the store, so with all 3 of us here, we can fully deny it. So you see my teammates have now each taken 1 machete. And yep, there's Nil. He took the bait as we predicted. He's dead, and I'm going to go grab the last machete for a nice upgrade for myself. And you can see that the store is now dark, so there are no more machetes available. That means that because their team has light characters, they are going to be 1 weapon upgrade down for the remainder of this round. That is a really big deal because it means we outclass them in terms of damage, and then we can win the team fights very easily, which means we're dominant in the boxes. So here I am doing a one-on-one against Scatter, an opposing leader. Scatter's pretty tricky, but once you get up close to him, it's very difficult for him to disengage unless he gets a nice counter off on you. You can see I've got a little target over my head. Scatter's playing a lieutenant called Graves, who marks targets and makes them worth more money. Of course, that's only if they're killed, which I wasn't. So here, I've just dodged that. That's a very hard ability to dodge, so I'm quite proud of myself there. And it looks like I'm going to be outmatched in this area, so I'm just going to have to go back to my base. Oh, you see me there just using the crew command. That's because the rest of my gang is going to die to Nil there, and I told them to follow me so that they don't waste their time fighting him, since they really have no chance of being so outnumbered like that. And I wanted to save their lives. 2 of them did make it back to me. The other 2, unfortunately, did die to Nil. So he's now fighting me right in front of my subway station. This is a little bit foolish because the subway station is a source of healing. So if I feel like I'm in trouble, I can usually just go back in there and fill up. So Nil died, and now his lieutenant is going to be taken out. Goodbye, Monolith. And now we're going to go rejoin our team. So they've already started to make headway on the 3rd box, and I'm going to use the fast travel now to go over there and join them. Okay, so here I am on the other side of the map. Nil is trying to stop them from getting the strong box. Now I've used my crippling blade ability, which is going to slow him down. And I know that he's alone because I just killed him, so I basically went to his spawn just as he was coming out. Oh, well, he's got me with that flare ability, so I'm quite at a disadvantage here, so I think I'm going to have to run. But as I'm doing so, my teammates are making good headway with the box. This is important because there are only 3 players on one team. Tying up a single player or 2 players while you kite them around can really give the rest of your team the freedom to dominate the map. So I've died, but I feel like it was worth it. However, Nil is quite mobile, as he can keep running even when he's out of stamina at the cost of his own health, so he's making his way back to the box really quickly. I've now got to go try to intercept them and make the team fight around the box be a 3-on-3. You can see their Drip Off and Catch are already holding down the fort. And I'm going to charge right through and try to take out a leader. Now remember, we're still 1 weapon upgrade up on these guys. So we should win this team fight pretty handily because we are outclassing them pretty heavily in terms of damage. Well, it looks like he's doesn't have much chance left to win here. Oh, shoot, unless... well, this one might be down to the wire. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Looks like we're going to get the box after all. Now, the heavy weapons store hasn't yet been looted by Drip Off. And I don't have a weapon mod yet, so that might be a nice little objective for me to do. So you can see Drip Off has got a weapon mod there. That's a poison axe. We call it the Contaminax. Each of the weapon mods has a fun little name like that. Now I'm going to try to make some space for him to continue taking the box. There we go. I've held down Nil for a little bit. Tenblade is a disabler, so part of her role is to disable opponents and prevent them from getting to your teammates. Unfortunately, the box did end up flipping hands there. I'm going to grab a sprint bonus and try to get back into the mix. Okay. So what I'd really like to do here is take out this last leader and cut us a clear path to get back with the box. Now this is Smash+Grab that we're fighting over here. He is kind of an all-rounder leader. He can heal himself. He can do a rally command that makes him speed up. Now a rally command is an order that you can give to your gang, which will make them do a certain behavior. In Smash+Grab's case, they support him in whatever he's doing, and they get a speed boost. So he can also give himself a speed boost with this. So they have decided that what they're going to do is use the fast travel and try to prevent us from taking the box back. They're just going for a straight throw their heads against it strategy, but because of the defensive nature of the box, it's got that shock ability which you just saw, and the fact that we're so close to our base, I think we'd have the definite advantage here. So we should be able to pull it out without too much trouble. But it does look like they actually managed to take out one of my teammates, and there's Smash+Grab getting away with that rally command I told you about. It actually looks like we're going to lose the box this time. Okay, so earlier I mentioned, about when it's time to let the box go. I think what we're going to do is just get this one kill here and then go start upgrading our weapons and getting the other stores on the map, because that box is probably a lost cause at this point. They did a really good job of getting it out of our spawn. That's difficult to do. Okay, so we're going to let that box go, and we're going to try something a little bit riskier. So it's not immediately apparent, but in about 10 seconds, another box is going to be dropping. So there's going to be 2 boxes available on the field, not counting the one that's being taken back right now. So I'm going to get the one in the north, and my teammates are going to go for the one that's just about to drop. Now you're going to see it appear on the map in just a second. And what we're going to try to do is take 2 boxes back at once so that there's not really any way for the opposing team to stop them both. So just so that they don't really get what's going on, I'm going to start by looting, because otherwise they're going to get a notification on the map. I also need some health, so I definitely need to fill up. So I told my soldiers there to loot by giving them an order. And while they're doing that, I'm going to break the box open, pick up the shock box, and grab a sprint boost. Now while I'm doing that, you can see that my teammates are going to start making a play for the other box. So they're starting to loot, they're going to get some more cash, and they're going to own the center of the map and give me space to work. So I'm not actually going to try to take this all the way back, because I believe that the fast travel on our side is going to be really dangerous for me. If the opponents see me getting too close to it, they're going to jump in the fast travel on their side, and they're going to come right out. You can see I've got more stacks of Deadly Grace now, so I'm actually pretty quick. I'm going to drop the box down, and then we're going to get started on the next one. You can see my teammates there are fighting for it, and we're going to make sure that we have it. Oh, the enemy team's got it, so we're going to need to take them off of it. But once we do, you can see that our deadly plan is going to come to fruition here. That was Smash+Grab that I just took out there. Now, they didn't end up going for the rank 3 weapons after all, even though they're on their side. I think they sort of got the notion that if they didn't stop me from taking the box back on the left, then that would be the end of their chances to win. So you can see my teammates are fighting over the box in the center, and there's really not a whole lot the opposing team can do about it now, because the boxes have now entered a position where if they go for either of them, then the other one's just going to get back without too much trouble. So a box is worth 10,000, but that's not going to win us the match outright. So one of my teammates is going to have to get the last little bit just by looting a store. That shouldn't be too difficult to do, because here comes Scatter, and he's fighting me in my spawn, which is pretty foolish given that the spawn heals you. So I'm just going to get basically infinitely healed while he's in here. Good, my Lieutenant Sharp did the stun on him, allowing me to get an easy dire wounds and take the box back. You can see in the time that elapsed, my teammate got the last little bit of loot, and we've got the win. So there you have it. We did a match in Steel City. We saw some team tactics between ourselves and our gang, and some team tactics between ourselves and other allied leaders. And we saw how the best strategy isn't always the most obvious one. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the game.